Spero veramente dal fondo del mio cuore di tornare all'Inter, non alla fine di mia carriera, però a un livello ancora buono per sperare di vincere.
This is the mistake that Romelu Lukaku did just a few years ago in this interview. This little bit of information showed to be absolutely crucial to where the player is at now. Though what is going on, mighty people, 2099 back here with another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing about the tragic decline of Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe as well, join all my socials, my Discord, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called. All of the links will be down in the description for you guys. Without further ado, let's get started. Like I just mentioned earlier, this little bit of this interview that he did a few years ago had been very, very controversial at the time and kind of still is at the moment. Back then, when he said that, he was actually still a Chelsea player, so you can see why it was very controversial. Since then, Romelu Lukaku really hasn't been the same, and so far, as of now, it's been even reported that he's training with the under 20 or 21 team at Chelsea, and he hasn't even spoken to their new manager, Pochettino, which is a very worrying thing. Nevertheless, this is something that's very important because we don't know what Lukaku is at this moment in time with his career. Will he continue playing with Chelsea? Will he move to another team? But there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on around his career, and we're going to be talking about that. I remember at Everton, back when he was very young, he used to score a lot of goals. He used to be a very good player. I remember a lot of people were considering him as the next big thing. And, well, this video is not about him being a flop because he hasn't flopped in his career. He's actually won a few, decent trophies, has won a lot with Inter Milan and has won a few cups with Chelsea as well, notably the Club World Cup and even the FA Cup back in 2012. So he hasn't had a bad career or anything, but it's kind of sad to see that his career is slowly going on a little decline at the moment. And after Everton, he actually moved to Chelsea, where he was also very decent. He wasn't bad at all. And it seems that, his career was, being better and better at the time until he joined Manchester United. That's when Romelu Lukaku's career started to shake up a little bit. Now, a lot of Manchester United fans would say he was awful with the club. By the way, I'm not a Manchester United fan. I know I'm wearing a kit. It's just for the video. But a lot of people would say he was absolutely awful with United. Some people would say he was okay. My opinion of him when I saw him play is that he did step up in a few games. For me, I think the most notable one was that one PSG game where United came back and actually won the tie. But he wasn't really the best striker we've seen. So he transferred a few years later to Inter Milan, and that's where his career slowly started going back up. His stocks were slowly going back up, and he was actually very good with Inter Milan. Now, recently with Inter Milan, he was actually the Italian Football of the Year. He did score a lot of goals. He won a few trophies with Inter Milan, as far as even reaching the Champions League final just last year against Manchester City, where unfortunately Inter Milan did not win, but nevertheless, that's a very good feat to have on your CV as a footballer. And it seems that his career was slowly getting better. After Inter Milan, he came back to Chelsea Football Club. That was back when Chelsea really needed a striker and they put all their hopes up with Romelu Lukaku. Let's just say that he wasn't really the best at Chelsea. He wasn't that good, let's be completely honest. And that's where we come up to this famous little interview that I showed in the beginning of the video, where as a Chelsea player, he said, I'm going to come back to Inter Milan. I love Inter Milan, blah, blah, blah. Which at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with what he truly said. But the issue is, you shouldn't say that if you're a Chelsea player. If you're a player of another club, you can't go out in public, do an interview, and talk about another club like that. You can say how much you love them and you respect them and such, but, I think he went a little bit too far. So the criticism is kind of understandable. That is when relations with Chelsea really broke down with Romelu Lukaku. Him and the fan base were not connecting together anymore, and slowly we saw Romelu Lukaku getting dropped from the squad until when he went back to Inter Milan on loan. where Inter Milan were actually quite decent. Like I said, they reached the Champions League final, didn't win it, but still, like I said, a very impressive feat to have reached the Champions League final. And we come to the present day, which, like I said again in the beginning of the video, he is there now training, not even with the main Chelsea squad. Very concerning. That is why I kind of feel that there's been a slight, or some would say big, decline in his career. You can quite clearly see it. I do feel bad for Lukaku. I think he is a very good and talented player. He's been memed a lot throughout his career. I think he's a very decent goal scorer. He's 30 years old now, so I think he still has a bit left for him. I think he still has a 3-4 year, maybe 5 years ahead of him. But he needs to find the right club with him, because it's definitely not Chelsea, and I don't think it's going to be Inter Milan anymore. He needs to find a good team to play with to continue his career. Maybe in Saudi Arabia, as they're trying to sign everyone. We're just going to have to wait and see. But this was this little video about Romelu Lukaku and his slight decline in his career. Now, the question I have for you guys at the end of the video is, do you guys think he will get his career back on track? Do you guys think he's going to come back? Or is this really it for Romelu Lukaku? Is he helpless? Is there nothing else he can really do? Do let me know down in the comment section down below, or on my social media platforms. Like I said, all of them are down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, like the video as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Damn.